Pregame.com.
Pregame.tv, Steve Fezzik flying solo, Super Bowl post-mortem. The boys broke it down nicely, the actual game. I'm going to break down the betting volume, the record handle, the record win, and what does it mean for Nevada going forward. Let's talk about the raw numbers. Got copious notes in front of me, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read any of it. So from memory, 119 million wagered here in Nevada. The win just under 20 million. You know, I keep hearing about how sharp the players are going to get sharper every year. I truly believe the very sharpest bettors have gotten way sharper. I think the public is still the public. They play, they bet, they have fun. I don't see the average bowler bowling at a higher level. I don't see the average golfer golfing at a higher level, other than maybe material equipment changes that help them. And I think the mere fact you can hold 20% is just unbelievable in a game like this. Can you imagine how many bets were being made into the needle in the haystack props on various Denver Broncos, no doubt, to score first, score last, things like that. But let's take a look at the actual volume that went up 20%, and what does it mean? What caused all this? I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I dropped the ball on this one. I did not expect a Super Bowl record, and I focused on the wrong metric. It's sometimes when you analyze a game, you analyze the wrong key factor, and that's what I did. I looked at the matchup, and I don't think Seattle was that attractive. However, because we had two West Coast teams, Seattle and Denver, and an unattractive Super Bowl city, no doubt some of those fans did come down to Vegas to wager. But the bottom line was there's just more money, first off, in Nevada. Right now, we've gone from the real estate market at the absolute low point 12 months ago versus currently all the housing in the more affluent areas of town's up about 40%, just year over year. Crazy increase. People, it may be a paper game, but people feel like they have a lot more money and that they're much better off, so they're willing to wager a lot more. So certainly our economy is doing a lot better. That was a big part of it. Secondly, I got to go ahead and give credit to the multimedia, the way they have mainstream sports betting. It's starting to become like poker. Colin Cowherd's talking about the Blazing Five. He's talking about his picks. People are talking about point spreads and all these different shows. That is huge, legitimatizing sports betting, and talking about all these crazy props and different ways you can bet. And that's creating more interest, and people are saying, hey, I want to get to the casinos and go ahead and bet on this stuff. I got to give accolades in terms of betting options. So many books are doing such a great job. You have these apps you can go ahead and bet on your phone. You can bet from home. Stations, William Hill, Cantor Technologies, CG Technologies now, former Cantor. You can go ahead, William Hill, and just pull up your phone app and wager on that. And that enables, especially when there's a lot of long lines to get to the windows, a lot of people are wagering, not even venturing out. You can wager throughout the game. Live wagering being offered. William Hill's doing a great job with that throughout the games. Cantor still offers it, certainly, and that's becoming more and more popular. Even some places like the LVH, they may not have an app, but they're offering live wagering throughout the games, along with a huge betting board. I got to go ahead and give credit where credit is due. The folks at the South Point, Bert Osborne, now Jimmy Vaccaro, over at the LVH, Jay Cornegay and his crack team have really led the charge here. And you've got some other players out there that the Coast is always staying up late. You can get your bets in. You go downtown, Tony Miller's crack squad there, putting up games of the year early. All this creates more and more excitement for people to be able to go ahead and wager. You look at the menu boards at William Hill. You can bet against soccer players versus number of goals they score versus fumbles lost. Just the more volume you have, the more people are going to want to go ahead and wager on it. And I really think it's a perfect storm. However, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Frankly, Nevada has done a terrible job at promoting sports betting up until a couple years ago. And I really give credit to Cantor. They raised the bar, and a lot of people have really brought their A game to bring it even higher. Let's go ahead and take a look at this record handle and forecast. Well, where are we going to go in the next 3 years? I think the mere fact that the Super Bowl handle went up 20%, I think the overall handle in Nevada is it probably would be extreme for me to say it's all going to go up 20%, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see year over year volume increase 15%, 2014 versus 2013, especially given the what happened with the Super Bowl and a not so attractive smaller market game that occurred. I know we had Peyton Manning, but aside from that, it certainly wasn't the Jets. It wasn't New England going ahead and returning to the Super Bowl playing the Cowboys, or an absolute home run game like that. So I was thinking about this and how can we benefit from all this and what should our best bet be? I'm going to come back with a free play best bet on this whole topic. It's going to be controversial, but heck, when am I not controversial? My best bet would be take a look at the sports book that's doing it the right, the one that's staying open the latest. I'm not even going to name any of the books, but because they all do some of this better than others. But the later they're open, the more that have a phone app that you can go ahead and play from home. The ones that have really big betting menus on the board, they're offering quarters, first half, second halves. The ones that are offering live wagering. Bring your business to those places. Gamble against the places that are giving you the full menu of options. Everyone's charging you minus $1.10. The price is the same. Why not go to the restaurant that has the widest menu available so you can eat the stuff that you really, really want to have versus being pigeonholed into some other plays that you may not be the way you want to wager. And go ahead and ask to speak to the managers and really compliment them on the product they're putting up and let them know, hey, I'm going to play against you guys instead of your competitors because you're doing the most to really raise up the business. That is my best bet moving forward. And again, for a forecast over under 2014 versus 2013, I will say a 15% increase in betting volume here in Nevada. You can tune on over. This is an evergreen video. Tune on over to pregame.com, and we'll talk about this in the forums about whether that 15% increase is it too high? Or might it be too low? Stay with us here over at Pregame, and thanks for listening each and every week.